Hey guys, it's beautiful. I just wanted to do a quick video for you regarding March presets. This came in as a request to not only understand what March presets are, how do you unlock them in the research tree, and then how do you set them up and why and where would you use them. So let's first start out with where are they located in the research tree. So when you go in and you take a look at your research, you're going to go in and find the set bonus tree. And then you need to scroll down just a little bit, and right here is that March preset. Now, you do have to do a little bit of finagling around in order to be able to open this up. And I tell you this, if I remember right, I think it's this set bonus tree that, my gosh, you got to go all over the place, up and down and around and back up, and it's just crazy. So just know that if this is the one that I'm thinking of, and I'm pretty sure that it is, just be patient with yourself and work it out in advance of where you need to go for which tile to open up next before you get yourself into an inferno situation, and then you're pressured and stressed for time to get that inferno done, and then you can't figure out which tile you need next. So definitely when you're tackling this set bonus tree, if it's the one that I think that it is, if I remember right, it can be a little crazy to get into. But once you finally do get into the set bonus and you get everything opened up, this is your March preset that you're going to come in here, and it allows you, and just as it says, it allows you to configure the amount of each troop type to send into March. And then you get to save that as a preset. So that's how you go in and open it up. Now let's take a look. How do you get in and actually work with it and do something with it? So I'm in your city view, and I'm going in through a barrack. And then you'll notice that up here you've got a tab called Troops, but then we're going to go over here into the March preset area. Now, you've got 10 March presets. Once you completely finish the research, you'll have 10 of them that open up. And there's a couple of really nice things that you can do with this. You can set them up, and then you can redo them. And then another really nice feature is that you get to set one as the default. And the nice thing about setting one of them as the default is that after you do set that as the default, then it's free to use that March preset. Otherwise, the others that you have open that are not the default, every time that you go to use one of those presets, you do have to pay for it. Now, you can purchase those in the store, or you can then end up paying gold. If I remember right, I think it's 1,000 gold every time that you use it. So strategically, if you know that you're going to set up one of your presets and you're going to use it over and over and over again in a short period of time, it might be more cost effective for you to go in and pay the price to change the preset, and then you would then be able to use that one as your default. So the good news here is that you've got, once you have all of them researched, you've got 10 slots to choose from. And how do you go in and how do you set them up? Well, obviously I have all of mine filled, so in order to be able to do anything, I would need to go in and reset it, which is fine. But the way that you would do it is that you would just simply touch on it, and when you do it for the first time, it's going to be blank. And so then you come in here and you got to do a couple of things. The first thing that I encourage you to do is give it a name, and try to stick to a naming convention that you're going to remember what it is. So that way you can just glance at it and you know exactly what it is. You've got a couple of different choices that you can make. This is where you choose that this preset is the default. If it has a check mark in the box, it's the default. If the check mark is missing, you don't. You then have the option to choose if you send your hero into that march or if you don't. And then you go down and you can choose from the troops that you've got listed here. Even if you don't have those types of troops made, you can still set the preset to include those troops. So It's really very easy. You just simply come in here and put the check mark in the box for the ones that you would like to have. So this is another reason why it's important for you to know what troop type is what. So I happen to know that the Immortals and the Legionnaires and the Valkyries, those are T4. And then thankfully it tells me that they're infantry here. So this is why memorizing your troop types can come in handy for you. Otherwise, of course, you've already got them written out somewhere. You've got a card or you've got your cheat sheet so that you can refer back to them. So basically when you go through, you just select what type of the particular troops that you want. And then it's in the next screen then that you will then designate how much of those troops. And this is where it starts to get really interesting, because you don't actually put a number value like sending 50,000 troops. You actually put a percentage. And this comes in very, very handy when you are utilizing different march sizes. And that happens a lot, right? Because sometimes you have your regular march size, sometimes you've got a 50% increase. Now we're also seeing 75, 100, 125, and then the latest that I've seen is 150 march increase. So the nice thing about percentages is that you don't have to go in and reset them every time you have a different march size. You're going to set this one time, and then it's going to do a percentage, and then it's going to either increase or decrease those troop numbers depending on your march size. Okay, so why would you want to do this? Well, there's various reasons as to why you would want to set up a march preset. Obviously, you can tell with some of the ones that I have set up, one of the best places and the best reasons to use a march preset is when you are battling for the wonder. So you can see here this particular one, this slot, this number 1 slot. I always use this slot and I customize it to whatever the rally leader is utilizing when we are capturing the wonder. So you guys will see when we're setting up and preparing and getting ready to go battle for the wonder, you'll see me come out and tell you at least one, sometimes maybe even 2 different presets that you can get set up. So that's one reason that you can do it. Another reason that you can set up your march presets is that you can align them with the different gear that you have and as with the different cores that you have as well. So you can see that I've got this number 2 preset set up so that anytime that I'm running this particular core, which is Zeus, it takes infantry, and then it looks like I've got wild T4s set up. So let's take a look at that. When I touch on it, you can see that, yeah, I'm going to include my hero, and then you can see that I've also included, oh, okay, well, I obviously don't have this preset set up correctly. It looks like I was using it for something, but then I changed my mind. So, but I didn't adjust the title. So I guess I could go back and I could do that now, right? So I know that I want to send infantry. I know that according to this title, it's wild T4s, right? So I could come in here. I know that the Valkyries are the wild T4s. That's infantry. I can say continue. And then obviously I'm going to use 100% on that. And then I can say update. Now, every time that you update it, there is a cost for that. You can buy these March preset updates in the store. So I can just simply say use. Okay? And now it's updated. So if I go back out to the main screen, Zeus infantry, wild T4s, if I touch on that now, there it is. So when I'm out then attacking, so then now what I would do, let's just pick on this poor soul. Let's say that now I'm out and I'm attacking. I've got my Zeus core running. I now can hit preset number 2. It tells me what it is, and then I can then use it, right? So here is where I've got 4 March presets already purchased, and again, you can purchase those in the store, but as soon as you run out of these, then it's going to start to cost you 1,000 gold every time you use the March preset. Okay, that makes it really nice and easy and fast, especially if you remember your March preset. So if I've got Zeus running and I come across somebody that I know that I'm gonna hit them, I just can. Let's see. Well, in order to rally them, they do have to be. Let's see. Let's choose this one. So rally, right? I would set it. And then I would say preset number 2, I would say use, and then go. And that's how fast it is. That's what enables people to really be able to attack very quickly. Another reason, and going back to talking about why we would have March presets set up for the Wonder, there's times that we'll be running, your rally leader will be running one core, and we'll load the Wonder with one thing, one type of troop. And then they will come back and say, okay, go ahead and pull your March, and then we're going to fill with something different. So you can very easily and quickly pull that March, and then when you get ready to fill the Wonder again, as long as you remember which preset that it is, you say reinforce, you hit your preset, go. And then reinforce, hit your preset, go. And then that's what allows people to send those marches so quickly. Where I think this really starts to pay off, because, let's face it, when you're doing a Zeus infantry corps and you're only sending wild T4s, I mean, honestly, that is pretty easy to go in and hit it. You hit, you fill up all your troops because it's one troop type and go. Where this really comes in handy is when you start to get into a complicated setup. One of the most complicated setups that I've seen us start to use recently is when we do a 9 split or a 6 split of something. So what a 9 split is all about is that you are working against all 3 types of troops, so infantry, ranged, and cavalry. And then we're working also against all 3 of the T4 types, regular, strategic, and wild. So when we start to get into a 9 split, trying to come in and do the math and figuring out how many troops is what, and then you're loading up 9 different troop types in order to attack or in order to fill the Wonder or reinforce the Wonder, that becomes really time consuming, and it really slows down the entire process. So that's why the more complicated setups, for example, the 9 split, that's why this preset comes in handy. Now, you may very well, very easily be able to take the math and do it so that you know exactly how many troops that you're going to send, and that may work for you. But again, you're having to select each troop type, go in and type in the exact amount that you're going to send, go to the next one, and by the time you do that 9 ways, oh my gosh, the rally's going to be over, right? So this way you can come in, you can set up your preset in advance, and then we can even get more technical. Because if you have a 9-way split, obviously you're going to end up doing something like 11 and 12% of things. Well, in this particular case, this one even got more complicated in that we didn't want it to be an even 9-way split. What we wanted in this particular case was an even when it came to the regular and strategic. Even when it came to the strategic and the wild, but then we wanted to go heavy on regular, and there was obviously a strategic reason for that. So try to stop and figure out your march size, and then figure out a 9-way split, and it's not an even split. That would have been a nightmare for somebody to try to do manually. If you've got your preset set up, once you get it set up, again, and it's very easy to do that, right? You're choosing your troop types, and then you're choosing your percentage, and then whether you want the hero in it or not. From now on, now you don't even have to worry about doing any of that math. So no matter if you have a march size of 100% or 200% or whatever march size you have, you don't have to do any math anymore. And that's what makes that March preset really nice. So hopefully this explains it pretty easily. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know, and keep those suggestions coming in. I love to do videos for you guys, especially if it's something that you find valuable and it adds value to your game. Let me know. Thanks. Bye.